The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment.
Initiating launch sequence.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have ignition.
It's time for Hampton Talbots Athletics on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network. Now let's head to Hampton High School for all the action. Welcome to the Hampton Talbots pregame show. We prepared you for tonight's action on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network. The Hampton Talbots pregame show. Welcome to Friendly Field for Week 8 of the WPIAL football season as the Hampton Talbots host the Knoch Knights. This is the 19th time that these two teams have met in the last 21 years. Hampton has won 11 of those previous 18 contests. However, Knoch has won the previous two contests, including last year's 38-14 win over the Talbots up in Butler. This rivalry has been largely dominated by blowouts in favor of one team. Only 6 of the last 18 games have been one-score games. The largest victory that Hampton ever achieved came in 2020 during the COVID year when they defeated the Knights 49-0. Knoch's largest victory came in 2011 when they defeated the Talbots 42-6. And from 2019 to 2022, the winner posted a shutout. The closest margin of victory has been 3 points. This was achieved in 2009, 2010, and 2012. The Talbots will look to build upon what was a convincing win last week against Indiana. The WPIAL 4A class is very, very tight, and the Hampton Talbots are going to need some help if they want to get one of the last few seeds in the tournament. But first and foremost, they need to help themselves, as with just 3 games remaining, Hampton will rely on a strong running game led by Evan McEnany and Jack Halley to help carry the offense. McEnany is coming off a career-high day last week against Indiana, where he carried the ball for 26 times for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, the Knoch Knights, they're in a little bit of a learning season, if you will. They are currently 0-7 so far here in the 2025 campaign. However, I did mention that they have won the last 2 games against the Hampton Talbots, so hopefully that for them is a little bit of motivation to try and beat one of their bitter rivals for the 3rd consecutive year. Look for quarterback Max Wiley to have a strong game. He's used his legs a number of times this year for the Knights, including a handful of rushing touchdowns. That is 3 to be exact. 2 of them, ironically, have been 2-yard touchdowns. Then he had a 6-yard touchdown against the Indiana Indians a couple weeks ago. Carter Barris, he had a 5-yard touchdown run against Fox Chapel a couple weeks ago in the Knights' 21-14 loss to the Indians. As I said, it's been a rough stretch here for the Knights in the 2025 campaign. They've been shut out 5 times this year. And they've only averaged 8.1 points per game, so really just a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, if you will. And on the defensive side, not much better. They've given up 39 points I should say an average of 39 points on the year. And they've only scored 57 points so far in 2025, so they'll look to add to that total here tonight against Hampton. Point differential not good as well. Again, a learning season for the Knights this year, and they are led by head coach TJ Wiley this season. So look for Coach Wiley to use the last 2 years as motivation for his Knights, as again they come into Hampton on a 3-game winning streak against the Talbots. Again, they haven't won a game so far in 2025, but again, maybe that winning streak against Hampton will give them a little bit of extra motivation here coming in to Fridley Field tonight. So as I mentioned, Knoch, again, still looking for their first win. They've been shut out 3 times. They were shut out against Kiski in Week 1, 21-0. Then they had a pair of ugly losses to Newcastle, 45-0, and they also lost to Mars last week, 56-0. So this is actually the Knights' last stop on a 3-game road trip. They started it back on September 26th at Indiana. And then, as I said last week, they went to Mars, and they're here at Hampton tonight before returning home next week to host the West Mifflin Titans in their final home game. Well, just because the Knights haven't won a game doesn't mean they haven't had a couple of close losses this season. Back on September the 5th, the Knights lost by 2 points to Fox Chapel, 20-18 rather, in that game. That was a home game for them. And then 2 weeks ago at Indiana, the Indians just barely got by the Knights, winning 21-14 up in Indiana, PA. So the Knights have proven that they can stick with teams during this tough season so far, but again, it's going to be a challenge for them tonight. Again, they're going to have to rely on some splash plays. They're going to have to rely on their legs, and ultimately, they're going to have to make Hampton make some mistakes early on. Hampton's offense really isn't built to come back, so if the Knights are able to get maybe not a sizable lead, but if they're able to hold on to a lead, especially early and later on in the contest, they can give themselves a chance to win in this game. This is high school sports. Anything can happen. So look for that as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, head coach Steve Sholo very pleased about how the offense got going last week. He said it was good to see the team sort of rebound after a tough couple of games, going back to the couple of games against McKeesport there leading past last week as well. All right, coming up, we're going to be reviewing those standings in the Class 4A Conference. Very tight race to get into the postseason here in 2025. That's all coming up next right here on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network.
Hampton fans, feel your game night with Pasquale's Pizzeria. We have been honored to serve the Hampton community with 2 convenient locations for over 23 years. Ordering is quick and easy at orderpasquales.com. That's orderpasquales.com. Pasquale's Pizzeria, fast, fresh, hot to your door. We love supporting Hampton athletics and are proud to call this community our home as we cheer on the Talbots to victory. Let's go Hampton. Since 2006, Resnick Roofing has offered the best products, the best installation, and the best warranty in roofing, siding, and roof integrated solar systems to the greater Pittsburgh area. Whether you need a roof replacement, new siding, or are looking to go solar, contact Resnick Roofing and Contracting for a free estimate at 412-212-7663 or visit our website at www.resnickroof.com.
You're listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network on the Hampton Athletics Department YouTube channel.
The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment.
Alright, so we talked about how Hampton needs some help to get into the postseason. And a couple games that were of notice for Hampton last week was Montour losing to Newcastle 34-14 up at Newcastle. That is significant because Montour holds one of the final spots in the Class 4A WPIAL playoffs, and Hampton is going to need all the help they can get to try and get into the final spot in the postseason. Not saying that they can't still get maybe a top
6th seed, but it's most likely not going to happen, at least not in 2025. In the 4A Greater Allegheny standings, Hampton actually still sits behind Indiana in 4th place, and the reason for that is because Indiana has a 4A win under their belts against the Laurel Highlands. Think about it like this in the NFL: when a team has a conference win over another team in the same conference, then they get the tiebreaker if they're not in the same division. That's kind of how that works, in at least here in the WPIAL, with Hampton not getting that tiebreaker over Indiana. So last week, again, we said, of note, Montour losing to Newcastle by 20 points. Some scores around the league as well, sticking in the Greater Allegheny Conference. These Knoch Knights losing 56-0 to the Mars Planets. Hampton will see their biggest rival next week up at Planet Stadium. And then McKeesport just edging out West Mifflin at Titan Stadium 28-14. Other action around the WPIAL Class 4A up in Section 1, the Aliquippa beating West Allegheny 19-70 at Joe P. DiMichela Stadium, and Ambridge losing to Blackhawk 51-20, and as we said, Newcastle Newcastle defeating Montour rather up in Newcastle. And then some scores from this week. Montour hosts Ambridge, and that could be a game to watch because, again, Montour holds that last wild card spot in the Class 4A section. So Hampton will need Ambridge to win that game against Montour. Aliquippa hosts Blackhawk up at Heinz Field, and Newcastle hosts West Allegheny as well. And then some more action from the Greater Allegheny Conference standings, or section I should say. Indiana, who these Talbots saw a week ago, will travel to Titan Stadium to take on the West Mifflin Titans, and McKeesport hosts Mars. Again, next week, Hampton will travel to Mars to face their biggest rival, and that could be one of their biggest tests. Again, Hampton, as we said, coming into this game, they currently sit in 4th place in the Greater Allegheny Conference 4A standings. Hampton, again, needs a lot of help to get that final spot in the Class 4A playoffs. Again, only the top 8 teams from the Class 4A class make the playoffs. There's 12 teams in there, or not 12 teams, top 2 teams rather, I should say, make it to the playoffs, which is 6 teams, and then 2 extra teams will make it to the 4A playoffs. So again, Hampton currently on the outside looking in. They need a lot of help to try and get into the playoffs, and again, they're not going to be scoreboard watching. They know what they have to do here tonight. They have to take care of business against a Knoch team that, again, has yet to find a win here in 2025. But again, if you remember, Knoch has won the last 2 games against Hampton, including a blowout loss last year up in Butler. So Knoch will use that as a little bit of motivation to try and upset the Talbots here today and try and get into the win column for the first time in 2025. And as we said, Hampton needs to continue to pile on wins. They basically need to win out in order to get one of those last wild card spots. And again, help along the way is very much needed. Again, looking at that last spot that is held by Montour currently right now, and Thomas Jefferson holding the second to last spot in the 7th position in the 4A playoffs. So a lot of football is yet to be played, but there's still time for Hampton to climb back into the playoff race and to try and snag one of those final wild card spots. Okay, coming up, we're going to have an interview with a Hampton athlete. Her name is Lily Muzinski. She sat down with Gavin Mayer not too long ago, and here is that interview with Lily Muzinski right now.
Hello and welcome to the Talbot Talk Podcast, a program brought to you by the Hampton Talbot Athletics Club, co-produced by fellow alumni and gentlemen. On the Talbot Talk Podcast, we look to gain insight into the lives of our Hampton community involved within our athletics. I'm your host, Gavin Mayer, acting athletic department administrator and varsity football coach. And joining us today is Lily Muzinski, one of our top women athletes for the Hampton Talbot varsity girls volleyball team. Welcome, Lily. Pleasure to have you on.
Happy to be here.
Appreciate you allocating some time to conduct this interview. The local Hampton community is anticipating this episode, considering we've really only covered football this far, so it's exciting to get some insight into some of the other sports. Now, let's start with some warm-up identity questions. First, what's your primary sport, and what position do you play, and what do you enjoy mostly about it?
I play volleyball. That's my primary sport, and I'm a setter, so I'm the person that sets to the hitters where they hit the ball. What I love about volleyball is the energy and the vibe it brings when you're on the court. I feel like it's very unmatched, and everyone is always like smiling and happy for each other.
Now, speaking of that high energy and that vibe, for someone who hasn't watched you play volleyball, give me 3 words that describes your game.
I would say I'm a very competitive person. I would say definitely competitive, but also fun and energetic, I would say, because you gotta keep going, have fun, and enjoy what you're doing.
Now, how about you let the audience in on your favorite memory representing Hampton sports so far?
My favorite memory would be my sophomore year. We went to the state finals. We did not come out on top, but I felt like we really bonded that year in a way just by going to states and going that far. And yeah, we didn't come out on top, but we still were a team and we were still happy for each other and sad that it was over. But I felt like it showed our grit and how well we played together.
Now, speaking of togetherness in sports, let's move into some more team player specific questions. So what are some team and or personal goals you have set for yourself this season, and why those?
I would say for us that a goal that I have for the team would be to make it to playoffs and make it around like as far as we can. I'm not sure how far we'll make yet, but hopefully we make it to the finals, but we'll see, hopefully. Yeah, I'm just excited to see how far we go and the potential of our team.
We see a lot of potential. Yeah, we're all very excited for you. Now, how has your role evolved from last year to now in terms of that leadership aspect?
So this year, I'm a captain on the court. So I will talk to the ref and do all that stuff, coin toss, the main gist. I also never come off the court. So I'm always providing like energy and like talks to my hitters. I'm always in communication with everyone, making sure they're not getting down on themselves, just being a leader on the court as well as off the court. So when we're not playing, I'm also talking to people, checking in, being that leader presence.
Yeah, that true leader presence truly speaks volumes on the amount of energy you put into the game in your specific sport you play. So why don't you walk us through a typical match week, like that of training, focus, recovery, film, and other type of prep work?
So when we have games, our games are usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we have like a practice in between each game. I would say our practice are mostly focused on who we play the next day. We will look at like their tendencies and how they play, what spots are open, where they serve to, who we should serve. We mostly focus on our serving and passing, I would say. That's the most important part of the game. We're very, I would say, locked in on that part, but also have our times when we're a little silly, which is always good, but it's still good to be focused with a little bit of fun to keep so you're not getting burnt out.
That's exactly right. Most of the public eye truly don't understand the amount of work it takes to be a more than competent, exceptional student athlete. Now, speaking of leadership, as a varsity leader, how do you bring along underclassmen in your position groups?
I think it's hard coming up from 8th grade and coming up to being in high school. It's a hard transition. So I think as seniors, we try to interact with the freshmen more and not make them seem like less than or anything. We try to really include them in our practices. We like to mix and like play scrimmages, just talking to them even in school. Like if we see them in the hallway, we just try to be very welcoming because we know it's our transition and we've all gone through it and we want to be a team. So we want to all be together and do the best we can.
As a captain, what does a standard Hampton rep look like?
I would say good sportsmanship and just like playing for Hampton and showing that Hampton pride. I would say being respectful to the refs and the players is what I would say.
Thank you. That was good. Now, moving away from sports, let's focus on some more academic, personal life type questions, and then we'll wrap up with the phone closer. So outside of sports, what are you most proud of right now? I know it's broad.
Very broad.
Like any post-graduation plans? How has your sport shaped that decision if you do have post-graduation plans?
Well, I was going to play volleyball in college, but I'm not anymore. I would say I'm very proud of my academics and my work ethic in school. I feel like it's hard being an athlete, like a student athlete, especially if you're taking a lot of AP classes, and it's hard to find time to study for those classes. But I would say I lock down on my studying before. If I know I have a game, I'll study a week prior so I know my stuff before the test.
Yet again, the public eye truly doesn't understand what it takes to be a student athlete. So finally, what does representing Hampton and the Talbots mean to you personally?
I think kind of similar to representing Hampton, just being that student athlete, working hard in school and also working hard on the court. I think it really shows how you like present yourself on the court and off the court. You don't want to be that person that's like super mean on the court and then like a nice person off. You want to be the person that people look up to and represent Hampton with your sportsmanship.
Lily, that was great. Hampton Athletics looks to be in good hands. Now, on a lighter note, to finish this interview, I'm going to list a series of rapid-fire questions you must answer in one word and phrase. All right, you got it?
I'll try my best.
Favorite teacher, shout him out.
Mr. Ujiri.
Hidden talent off the field.
Reading.
Home or away uniforms.
Away.
Post-game snack or meal you can't live without.
Mac and cheese bites.
That's a great answer. Now, one word coaches would write on your scouting report.
Smart.
Lily, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the remainder of the school year and season. Once again, I'm your host, Gavin Mayer. Till next time on Talbot Talk.
The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment.
Hampton Talbots football on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network is brought to you by Williams Slago Insurance, Jack's Tree Service, Tequila Jalisco, Miller & Miller, Attorneys at Law, Baird, Nigro Ankle and Foot Care, Hampton Junior Football, Allegheny General Hospital, Resnick Roofing, Burke & Bradley, First National Bank, and by Allegheny Health Network. About set to go here from Fridley Field as Knoch will receive the opening kickoff. Jake Lucas will kick off for the Talbots. Talbots will be kicking off from right to left to start this game as Evan Fink and Carter Worsley back to receive the kick. And Lucas runs up to the ball, right-footed kick, end over end, and it's going to send over the head of Ethan Raulu, And so that's where the Knoch Knights will set up at the 20-yard line. They'll be moving from left to right. All right, so Knoch has not won a game this season, but they have been able to hang in with some of the teams that they've played, most notably of Fox Chapel and of Indiana a few weeks ago. Max Wiley, he's had a couple of rushing touchdowns on the season. He's going to have to use his legs in this game here tonight. So Knoch will start off with the ball, moving from left to right, and a trips left, Weeks right. Wiley in the gun. He gets the snap. He's going to hand off to Barris, and he's not going to get anywhere, and he's barely going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10 with no gain on the play from the first play from scrimmage. 11:45 to go here, just underway from Fridley Field here in week number 8. Hampton is currently 3-4 on the season. Knoch is 0-7, and we have an injured Talbot on the play here on the first play. That is Ronan Straub, as he is being tended to here from the medical staff. So as we said, Hampton is winless on the season, or excuse me, Knoch is winless on the season. Hampton is 3-4. They need a lot of help to get in to the playoffs here, as Montour holds one of the final spots in the Class 4A playoffs. Hampton, again, trying to get back to the postseason for the first time in a couple of years. In fact, the last time Hampton made the playoffs was back in 2022 when they were led by quarterback Gavin Mayer. He is one of the greatest athletes to come through the Hampton program, as Ronan Straub is coming off hobbling. He is not putting any weight on his left leg, so best wishes to him as he is getting helped off the field as he will come to that near sideline. All right, so Hampton's defense has played pretty well over the last couple of games. They only gave up 7 points to Indiana last week here at Fridley Field. As we get a pass play, it's going to be thrown quickly out to the outside by Wiley, and it's dropped out into the flat, and his intended receiver was Vincent DeFelice, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10. No gain on the play, incompletion, 11:31 to go here, as Wiley threw it to the far left side on an incomplete pass. So that ball is still placed at the center of the field, in the middle of the field. It's 3rd down and 10, 11:31 to go, first quarter, no score. So Hampton, again, we'll talk about the offense when they come off the field, but this defense has been really good, most notably of Andrew Carr, who had a couple of big tackles for losses last week against the Indians. Shotgun snap for Wiley. He rolls out to the right, looks to throw, throws it to the near sideline, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to his receiver, Ethan Rolu, on that near sideline, and it's going to be a quick 3-and-out for the Knoch Knights here, and Hampton's going to get the ball here with 11:26 to go in this first quarter. So the punter for the Knoch Knights will be Daniel Simons, 6-foot junior. Low snap, gets the punt off, end over end kick, and it's going to be batted near that 40-yard line. So 37 is where Hampton is going to be taken over on their side of the football field. 11:13 to go here in this opening quarter here. Hampton, again, as we said, he is 3-4. Hampton is in the Class 4A standings. Again, they lose that tiebreaker with Indiana due to a class win Indiana has over the Laurel Highlands. All right, so Jack Halley isn't at quarterback. Again, Andrew Reshoff out for the year. Halley out of the shotgun, hands it off to McEnany, and he bull rushes up the gut, and he's going to get to the 45-yard line, they'll say. So it's going to be 11:03 to go here in this first half, or quarter rather. That is a pickup of 8 on the play. 10:45 to go here. So Jack Halley, he came in last week at quarterback as he came to the near sideline. So he is out at quarterback right now, and currently standing in at quarterback is Heath Bargo with McEnany to the right. But it's going to be McEnany who takes the direct snap, and it's going to be a false start here. So Jack Halley will come back out onto the field. So after the false start, it will be a 2nd down and 7 with 10:20 to go here. Hampton moving from right to left. Ball placed in the middle of the hash mark. Halley in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He's got a receiver to his right, and all the way out is Heath Bargo. He gets the snap. He's going to send Hazelrig in motion. Halley's going to keep it, run up the middle, and a burst of speed past the 50, and he's going to get tripped up inside Knoch territory, and he's going to get knocked down at the 44-yard line. So Jack Halley, again, he was really impressive last week against Indiana. He had 4 attempts for 78 yards, including 2 touchdowns in that win over Indiana. So as we mentioned, as I said there, Willie Hazelrig returns to the lineup today. Remember, he had that knee injury a couple weeks ago that he suffered against Chartiers Valley, so they're trying to ease him back in. Out of the shotgun, Heath Bargo running right to left, gets the handoff, and he's going to find his way to about the 39-yard line. So only a pickup of a couple right there. I should say the 41 rather. So it's a pickup of 3. 9:25 to go here. First quarter, no score, just underway from Fridley Field.
Excuse me, number 73, Makaindo Bourne.
So pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. Approaching 9 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Hampton's offense has looked really good over the last couple weeks. Halley in the shotgun. He's got Hazelrig to his left. He gets the snap. McEnany in the backfield to his left. He got the handoff past the 40, and he's going to find his way to about the 37-yard line. So a pickup of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. 8:45 to go here in this opening quarter. Hampton again moving right to left. They get Willie Hazelrig back. Again, not sure how much he's going to play in this game. Again, coming off that injury he suffered back in the Chartiers Valley game. So Halley's in at quarterback. Hazelrig out to the near left side. McEnany in the backfield to his left. Gets the snap. Halley keeps. Runs to the near left side trying to find a block. And there's a flag thrown as he comes to the near sideline past the 30. And we'll see what the penalty is. Looks like it's going to be a holding on Hampton. And it is going to be a holding on Hampton, so it's going to be a loss of 10. It's going to be a 3rd down and 13 coming up for the Talbots.
Talbots now face a 3rd down and 13 now.
So 3rd down and 13 after the penalty, and that's the types of penalties that don't make Coach Sholo too happy. And he says he doesn't want the offense or the team to beat itself. He said that a couple weeks ago after the loss to Chartiers Valley. Halley in the gun, gets the snap, keeps it, run to his right, and he's going to look to throw, and he does throw, and it's complete to Heath Bargo outside the numbers, past the 45, past the 1st down marker, and he's going to get tackled at the 32-yard line. So a pickup of about 15 on the play. Good movement by Hampton to get that 1st down. Good roll up by Jack Halley to find Heath Bargo. Ball placed on the far right hash mark. Hampton moving right to left. 7:55 to go here. No score. First possession for Hampton. Coming out to the near sideline is Heath Bargo. Halley in the gun. McEnany to his left. Hazelrig to the right.
Hallie getting instructions from Coach Sholo on that near sideline. From the 32, 1st and 10, gets the snap. He's going to hand off to Willie Hazelrick, who is in motion, comes past the 30, and he's going to get stopped at the 26-yard line, and that's going to be a pick of a 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 coming up. So, again, Willie Hazelrig is a big jolt to this lineup as he's coming in and out again. With his knee injury, you don't want to push it too much and risk damaging his knee any further. And they're going to need him next week because next week Hampton goes to play Mars, their biggest rival. So that is he's going to be a key piece for that Hampton Talbot team next week against the Mars Planets, who currently are in 1st place in the standings. Hallie in the gun, gets the snap, hand off to McEnany, and this time he's going to get tackled in the backfield as he really didn't get anywhere as that tackle was made by Carter Barris on the play. Good pursuit by Barris, and a pickup of no gain on the play. 3rd down and 4, 7 minutes to go, no score. Hampton moving from right to left. They coming into this game at 3 and 4. Knoch is 0 and 7. Steve Sholo calling out the play to Jack Hallie. He'll go into the shotgun, and he'll have 2 receivers to his right, none to his left. McEnany's in the backfield to his right. Bargo all the way out to the outside on the right side. Hallie the snap, rolls to his right, looks to pass, gets a block from McEnany. He's going to throw it down the field into the end zone. He's got a man, and it is incomplete. He was trying to go to Heath Bargo in the back corner of the end zone, but it was good defensive work by the Knoch Knights to break up the pass and make it an incompletion, and now it's 4th down and decision time for head coach Steve Sholo.
On the 26-yard line of the Knoch Knights. That pass intended for number 6.
So it's a 4th down and 4 from the 26-yard line, and you're talking about a 44-yard field goal here. That is kind of in Jake Lucas's range. Remember, he had that 46-yarder against the Shaler Titans, but he's missed a couple of field goals last week, so that could be a decision that head coach Steve Sholo has to make on a 4th down and 4. Hallie in the gun, gets the snap, fakes the pitch. Now he's going to throw it over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to Ryan Scully, who was up the middle, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Knoch Knights, and they will take over right at that 26-yard line. So Jack Hallie rolled out to his left. He faked the pitch to the inside and then threw it over to Ryan Scully, who was coming up the middle, and it was just out of his reach, so incomplete. So both teams come up empty on their first possession. 6:23 to go here from Fridley Field. No score, 1st quarter. Ball placed at the near right hash mark. The Knoch Knights will be moving from left to right. Wiley in the gun, Barris to his left. Gets the snap, looks to throw, throws it out to the flat to the far sideline. Ethan Rolu takes it past the 30, the 35, the 40, down the sideline, and he's going to get past midfield, but there is a flag thrown on that far sideline by that far judge, and we'll see what the call is here. And it looks like it's coming back. And there are 3 flags that were thrown on the play. So we got a holding on Knoch. As we are awaiting the call here. So actually they're calling an ineligible man downfield, which that penalty is declined, and a holding call that is also declined, and then another holding call that is accepted. So that will drive the Knights back to the 19-yard line. So it's going to be 1st down and about 17 to go. 6:15 to go here, no score. Knox moving from left to right. Wiley in the gun. He's going to send a man in motion from left to right, and they're going to fake that pitch, but Wiley is going to go nowhere as he is pursued nicely by Andrew Carr on that play, along with Joey Stevenson on that tackle as well. So good pursuit by the Talbots as we are now inside 6 minutes to go here in this 1st quarter. So he gets back to the roughly original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 17. Ball placed at the 19-yard line. No score here from Fridley Field. First down and 10, and we get a stoppage of play here and a timeout called here by head coach T.J. Wiley. All right, so a little bit of a slow start here offensively for both teams. Although Hampton was able to move the ball down the field on their first offensive possession. Fortunately, the holding call was almost irrelevant at this point, but they were able to convert on a 3rd down and 13. A 4th down and 4, they weren't able to convert. A pass from Jack Howley attempted for Ryan Scully, rather. And Knoch now here in their second possession. Second down and 17. Ball placed at the 19-yard line. Wiley in the gun, gets the snap, throws to the near left side into the flat. That's complete to Vincent D. Felice, and he's going to get brought down at that 20-yard line. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Landon Long on the pursuit for the Talbots, and Joey Stevenson as well. So 5:25 to go here in this opening quarter. 3rd down and 17 to go here. Ball placed at the 19-yard line.
He's going to decline that holding call. That placed the ball at the 21-yard line.
So there was a flag and there was a holding call that was declined. So they gave DeFelice the extra yard to put him at the 21-yard line. Regardless, it's still a 3rd down and 15. As the Knoch Knights break the huddle, they hustle to the line of scrimmage. Wiley in the gun. Barris to his left. Gets the snap. Under pressure. Throws it over the middle. Floated and intercepted. Landon Long past the 20. Gets a block to the 10. To the 5. Touchdown Hampton. There is a flag down on the play, so we'll check the flag here. Now the flag was thrown after the interception, so if this is on Hampton, it's after the interception. It's still going to be Hampton ball, which is going to drive them back 10 yards from where the ball was picked off. So that is a penalty against Hampton. Regardless, it's still an interception for Landon Long, his first of the year. So Hampton will take over deep inside Knox territory. So Hampton, their second possession of the game. Ball placed at the 23-yard line. It's going to go to the far right hash mark. Hampton moving from right to left. Jack Howley back in at quarterback. Willie Hazelrig, the wide receiver, to the near left side. Bargo out to the right side. Howley in the gun. McEnany to his left. He's going to send Bargo in motion. And again, we get a pre-snap penalty. And it's been kind of the theme here. Penalties in this game. A false start on Hampton. So not a very smooth operation for both teams. So they'll try this again. First down and 15 from the 17. Bargo in motion from right to left. Howley keeps it on the RPO, and he's going to run. Cuts to the near sideline, the 20, the 15, the 10. Comes to the near sideline, and he's going to get dragged down inside the 5 by Evan Fink. Jack Howley showing off the wheels again, and he sets up Hampton with a 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. First and goal from the 3-yard line. Howley in the gun. McEnany to his right. Barger out to the left. Gets the snap. Hand off to McEnany. He's going to run up the middle, and he will get to the end zone, and he will score. Evan McEnany gets Hampton on the board first.
So the Talbots are first to score in tonight's game.
So we'll see what Hampton does here on the extra point, whether they throw it, kick it, run it. Remember, they have that weird lineup where they line up everyone to the left. Jake Lucas is set to kick, but you never know with this Hampton team. They get instructions from Steve Sholo. And they're going to kick it as everyone will line up in normal kicking formation. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. So Jake Lucas, who struggled a little bit last week, redeems himself here this week and gets Hampton on the board. It's 7-0 here with 4:33 to go. Hampton gets those all-important first points against the Knoch Knights. So Jake Lucas will kick off from right to left. Steve Sholo wants an explanation from the refs for something. As Rolu is back to receive the kick. Jake Lucas runs up to the ball, right-footed kick. He's going to squib it inside the 10, and it's going to be bobbled, but picked up. And running with the football past the 25 and getting near the 30-yard line is Evan Fink, or Carter Barris, rather, excuse me. So 4:26 to go. Hampton leads 7-0 over the Knoch Knights. So 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 30-yard line. They're moving from left to right. They trail 7-0. Wiley in the gun. Barris is the left. And trips left, Weeks right. He's going to throw it over the middle, and he's got his receiver complete to Conan Sunday, and he's going to get past the 45-yard line and get tackled at the 46-yard line. So Conan Sunday actually had to fill in for Max Wiley a couple of weeks ago. That was against Montour that Conan Sunday had to fill in for Wiley. He threw a touchdown pass to Keegan Orris in that game. That was a 16-yard touchdown pass to Orris, and a pickup of 16 on the play. 1st down and 10. Wiley in the gun, trips left, nobody to the right. Barris in the backfield. They give it to Barris, and he is going nowhere, and he gets tackled at that 45-yard line. In fact, he's going to lose a yard on the play.
I believe that was number 22, Gavry Getzman.
And that was Gavry Getzman on the tackle.
And it's also a penalty which was declined. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 for the visiting Knights.
So 2nd down and 11. They lose a yard on the play. Ball placed at the 45-yard line on the near right hash mark. Clock running at 3:45 in this first quarter. Kind of a slower moving quarter than last week. Last week was all bang, 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 and it was only halftime at maybe 7:45 it seemed like. Now here we go, Wiley in the gun. He's got 2 receivers to his left, one to his right. He's going to send one in motion. They're going to pitch it to Roman DeFelice, and he's going to get clobbered behind the line of scrimmage, way behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to lose 5 more yards on the play as Hampton sniffed that one out. He got tackled at that 40-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 16 here for the Knoch Knights as they're moving backwards, approaching 3 minutes to go. 7-0 Hampton leads. Hampton needs this win badly to stay alive in the Class 4A playoff race. Ball placed at the near right hash mark. The Knights break the huddle. They hustle up to the line. Wiley in the gun. He's got 3 receivers to his left, and he's got none to his right. Barris in the backfield to his left. He sends Barris out into their flat, or that's Ethan Rolu rather, and they're going to pitch it over the middle. It's caught by Roman DeFelis, and DeFelis is going to get past the 45. He's going to get near the 50, but they're going to mark him at the 49-yard line. So a pickup of 9 on the play, but it's still going to be 4th down and 7 to go, and we'll see what Knoch wants to do, if they want to go for it or if they're going to punt it. So decision time here for head coach TJ Wiley, trying to get his Knights the first win of the season. By the way, if you're curious, one of the chain members is Hampton teacher and former legendary basketball coach Joe Lafko, who was just recently hired by the Knoch Knights to be the new head coach of their basketball program. And we get a false start penalty, another penalty here, and that's been the theme of the first quarter. A false start on the Knoch Knights, and that's going to force them to punt now. It's going to be 4th down and 12, as they will mark the ball at that 44-yard line. Approaching a minute 40 to go here. Hampton leads 7-0. And back to punt is Daniel Simons. To receive that punt is Heath Bargo. He's standing at the 15. He's going to come up, and it's a very wobbly kick, and that's going to hit in front of the 30-yard line and around the 31-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Talbots at the 31-yard line. They will move the ball from right to left. Ball placed on the near left hash mark. Hampton has the play. They go straight to the line. Howley in the shotgun. He's got Bargo and Hazelrig to his right. McEnany in the backfield. Howley sends a man shuffling, gets the snap. Handoff to McEnany up the middle, and he's going to get just a couple of yards on the play. Gain of 2 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 coming up. Minute 13 to go here. Hampton leads 7-0 from Fridley Field. Second to last home game for Hampton already. They only had 4 because they had 6 home games last year. So the WPIAL decided to even out their schedule this year to make up for lost away games last year. Inside a minute to go here. Ball plays at the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Howley in the gun. McEnany to his left. 3 receivers to his right, none to his left. He sends Hazelrig in motion. Hands off to Hazelrig. He's going to bust up the field past the 40, and he's going to get past the 45-yard line, and he's going to get tackled at the 47-yard line. A pickup of 14 on the play as he was tackled low, and of course you kind of cringe a little bit when he gets tackled low because he's wearing a black knee brace on his right knee, of course coming off what looked like to be a very painful injury for him back in the Chartiers Valley game. That was the home opener. Howley in the gun. He's got 2 a receiver to his right and to his left. He shuffles a man to the right side. That's Drew Innerthal. McEnany in the backfield. They're going to keep it to Howley. Howley's going to run up the middle past the 45, and he's going to get tackled right around the 43-yard line, and that should be the final play of the quarter.
Another 1st down though for the Talbots.
So 1st down and 10, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is the end of the first quarter with our score, the Hampton Talbots 7 and the Knoch Knights 0. You're listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network, presented by the Hampton Talbots Athletic Department.
The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment.
Back here at Hampton High School on a 1st down and 10. Howley in the gun. He's going to throw it to the near sideline. He wants Bargo, and it is incomplete. Tried to go to Bargo on that near sideline, and it was just in and out of the hands of Heath Bargo. Good coverage by Roman DeFelis on the play. So 2nd down and 10 from the first play from scrimmage. McEnany, the ball carrier, runs to the near right sideline, past the 40 on a 2nd down and 10. It's going to be 3rd down coming up here, 3rd and 5, with 11:40 to go here in this first half, 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 5. If Hampton doesn't get it here, depending on the play, they're kind of in no man's land. So we'll see what head coach Steve Scholo wants to do here. Howley the pitch to the near sideline on the 3rd and 5. McEnany runs past the 35-yard line. He's going to be close to that 1st down, and he will get that 1st down at the 32 marker. So good run by Evan McEnany on that near sideline, and he'll pick up the 1st down. Pick up a 5 on the play. 11:13 to go before the half. 7-0 our score here from Fridley Field. Again, Hampton needs this win very, very badly to stay alive in the playoff race. Howley in the gun. McEnany to his right. 2 receivers to his left. Gets the snap, hand off to McEnany. He's going to run past the left guard, and he's going to turn upfield, and he's going to pick up 2 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 rather. Or maybe they're going to say he didn't get 2, he only got 1. 2nd down and 9. Ball placed at the 31-yard line. So we have a timeout called by head coach TJ Wiley of the Knoch Knights. That's his 2nd one already. So they only have 1 more before the half. 10:49 to go. All right, so Hampton again, they are without their quarterback, Andrew Reshoff. He suffered a season-ending injury a week ago against the Indiana Indians. So Jack Howley, who's been one of the 2 Swift Army knives for this Hampton team, along with Willie Hazelrig. Jack Howley's really been doing it all, but again, it's nice to have Willie Hazelrig back in the lineup again after missing a couple of games with that knee injury he suffered back against the Chartiers Valley Colts. That was in week 5 here. That was Hampton's home opener. Again, remember, Hampton started their season on the road with 4 consecutive home games after having 4 away games after having 4 consecutive road games. Home games last year, road games this year. All right, here we go. We got a 2nd down and 9. Howley in the gun. 2 receivers to his left. He sends Hazelrig in motion. He's going to fake the pitch. Evan McEnany gets the ball, and he's going to run up the middle, and he's going to have very minimal gain again. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 coming up, rather. And it's there's 10:35 on the clock in this 2nd quarter.
A nice defensive play left a 3rd and 8 for the Talbots.
10:20 to go. 7-0 our score here. Hampton moving from left to right. They get instructions from the coaches on the near sideline, including that of Aiden Camerata, a Hampton graduate, was quarterback here at Hampton. Not the starter, but a key piece in that Hampton teams back in the mid-2020s. And a throw down the field from Howley, and it is incomplete for Willie Hazelrig. He was running down the near sideline, and it was a good throw from Jack Howley, but it's incomplete. And I think Willie actually caught it, but he caught it out of bounds. So it's going to be a 4th down and 8 now. Again, Hampton in no man's land at the 30. You're looking at about a 48-yard field goal here
from Jake Lucas. His season long is 46, so they're going to go for it here. Halley in the gun. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's got McEnany in the backfield. Gets the snap, drops back to pass, looks to throw, pumps, looks, rolls to the near sideline. He's going to throw it, and a jump ball for Hazelrig, who takes a shot but makes the catch inside the 10. Willie Hazelrig, welcome back. He makes the catch at the 9-yard line and sets Hampton up inside the Pasquale's red zone. 1st and goal. What a catch by Willie Hazelrig again, coming off that knee injury. As we approach 9.5 to go here. First half, 2nd quarter, 7-0 Hampton leads. Halley is in the shotgun. McEnany to his left. He's got a receiver to his right and his left. Bargo is to his right. Long to his left. Gets the snap. I think they wanted to pitch it. The ball is on the ground, and Knoch thinks they have it. We'll see what the call is. The call on the field was an incomplete pass because Jack Halley pitched it forward. Evan McEnany looked like he wasn't ready for it, and Halley, just by his reaction, kind of tilted his head down like, oh man, this is not good. McEnany just never saw it and wasn't ready for it, and it's incomplete. It's going to be an incomplete pass officially, so Hampton dodges a huge bullet on that play. Second down and 9 now for Hampton. Halley in the gun, gets the snap. Now they pitch it. McEnany gets it. He's going to run past the 5, plow his way to the goal line. Is he in? No. He's about a foot short. Oh, so close. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from like the half-foot line. And they line up in the shotgun. Halley in the gun. McEnany to his left. He gets the snap. Hands off to McEnany, and he's pursued in the backfield nicely. That was Carter Barris on the play. Man, the Talbots are just oh so close. And they have a 4th down and goal now, and they're going to go for it. On a 4th down and goal, Halley under center. McEnany lines up in the I formation. Halley under center. We get a timeout called here by Hampton. 8:12 to go here, and we get a flag. And
by the referee. Against the Talbots. The ball now sits on the 6-yard line.
So it was a penalty on Hampton for illegal substitution. So Hampton is now going to have to kick the field goal. Ball placed at the 6-yard line. It'll be a 24-yard field goal from Jake Lucas. Jack Halley to hold. Ball placed near right hash mark. Good snap, good hold. And the kick is a weird-looking kick as it was kicked sideways, but nonetheless, it's still good as Jake Lucas will kick his 7th field goal on the season and make it a 10-0 lead here for Hampton. That ball looked like a wounded duck off his foot, but just had enough juice to get over the crossbar and go through the uprights. So 10-0 our score here, 7:50 to go here before the half. And Knoch's going to get the ball back here, and they need points desperately. So Jake Lucas will kick the ball off here from left to right. Barris and DeFelis back to receive. Jake Lucas puts his right hand up, runs up to the ball, right-footed kick, squibbles it past the 30, and it's going to get taken inside the 30 by Roman DeFelis, and he's going to run to the outside, past the 45 to 50, outside the numbers, And another penalty marker down on that far sideline. We'll see what the call is here.
And we got another penalty, this time against the Knoch Knights. Pushing the back.
So the penalty is on Knoch, and they're going to drive them back inside the 30, it looks like. Or not, excuse me, the 40 rather. They're going to put the ball at the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Knoch Knights. Ball placed at that far right hash mark. 7:44 to go. They trail Hampton 10-0. They break huddle. They line up at the ball at the 35. Wiley in the gun. He's got 3 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. He's got Barris in the backfield to his left. He gets the snap, drops back the pass, looks to throw. Pressure coming. He is devoured. Andrew Carr gets the sack back at the 25-yard line. And what a pursuit by Andrew Carr. One of the best defensive players in the WPIAL makes his statement. And it's a loss of 8 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 18. Ball at the 27-yard line. Second down and 18, approaching 7 minutes to go here. Ball placed 27-yard line. Wiley in the gun, 3 receivers to his right. He's going to throw it onto the flat. It's complete to Ethan Rolu, and he's going to get tackled right around the line of scrimmage. Picked up maybe a yard on the play. And they're going to say he didn't. It's going to be 3rd down and 18. No gain on the play. 6:40 to go here before the half. Now they did give him the yard, so it's 3rd down and 17. Inside 6.5 to go here. 10-0 our score. Hampton still has all 3 of their timeouts. Knoch only has 1. 3rd down and 17. Ball placed at the 28-yard line. Wiley and the Knights break huddle. Wiley in the gun. Barris to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gets the snap. Drops back the pass. Pressure coming in. Lobs it over the middle, and it's complete past the 35 to 40. Trying to break free. Getting near midfield and still not wanting to go down is Carter Barris on the play. What a run by Carter Barris to pick up the 1st down and a whole lot more. He gets to midfield exactly. And a pickup of 32 on the play. What a play by Carter Barris. As it's 5:45 to go here before the half. The Knights break the huddle. Wiley in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gets the snap. He's going to keep it. He's going to run up the middle, and he's going to get absolutely nowhere. Great pressure by the Talbots on that play. Brody Junker, Matt Knoll on the play to bring him down. And actually, they're going to give him a yard after all of that. So they pick up a yard on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 9, approaching 5 minutes to go, 5:10 exactly. Hampton leads 10-0. The Knights are moving from right to left here in this 2nd quarter. They break huddle. They come to the line. Wiley's going to go in the shotgun. Barris to his left, 3 receivers to his left, none to the right. Vincent D. Felice to the left, and he's going to throw it out to the flat, and it's going to be incomplete to the far right side. And his intended wide receiver was Ethan Rolu on the play. 4:51 to go, still 10-0 to score here. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Knoch Knights. $4:51 to go here. 3rd down and 9. Ball placed at the far right hash mark. Knoch trails 10-0. They got 8 seconds on the play clock. They got to hurry up and get it snapped. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Wiley in the gun. They got to call a timeout. The Knights call a timeout. Head coach C.J. Wiley, they just took too long to get out of the huddle. So they burn their final timeout with 4:51 to go here before the half. So 10-0 our score here. Again, that Hampton defense playing really, really well here in this first half. 4:51 to go before halftime. Coming up at halftime, we're going to have an interview with a Hampton student athlete. Her name is Ava McWhorter. She is a cheerleader, she does CrossFit, and she also does girls flag football, the newly formatted girls flag football that the state of Pennsylvania finally approved of a couple of years ago. So girls flag football has really taken the country by storm here over the last couple of weeks. 4:51 to go here as Knoch comes to the line after they called the timeout. Wiley in the gun, Barris to his right, 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. They get the snap. They're going to throw. Wiley runs to the near sideline, directing traffic, and just does a lob, and that ball was intercepted. It is intercepted by Drew Innerthal. Max Wiley rolled out to his right and floated the ball over his shoulder with his right hand, and Drew Innerthal was right there for the taking. And Hampton with a critical turnover, and they get the ball back with plenty of time. All 3 timeouts, they lead 10-0. Here comes Hampton's offense led by Jack Howley. He's in the shotgun. McEnany to the right. He's got Willie Hazelrig to his left and a receiver to the right. Motioning over is Hazelrig. He gets the snap. Runs to the near sideline, past the 50, trying to get to the 45, outside the numbers. Makes a move past the 40, and he finally gets pushed out of bounds right around the 38-yard line. Good run by Willie Hazelrig, and that knee looks to be okay here so far in the early going. So 1st down and 10 now from the 38-yard line. Howley in the gun, McEnany to the left, and Heath Bargo is to his right in the backfield. He gets the snap after sending Bargo in motion. He's going to run to the far sideline, cut back upfield past the 35, taking defenders with him, and he's going to get tackled at the 34-yard line. So pick up a 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 coming up. 4:20 to go here. Hampton leads 10-0 over the Knoch Knights. Now trying to get their first win of the season. .405 to go here before the half. Howley in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to keep it. He's going to run past the guard, but he's not going to get anywhere, as he may even lose a yard on the play. He was tackled back behind the line of scrimmage by Austin Adams on the play, along with Carter Worsley. Approaching 3.5 to go here. Howley in the gun, McEnany to his left, Bargo out to the left side, Hazelrig to the right. He's going to motion Hazelrig over, fake the pitch, and he's going to throw it. Does Howley, and off the fingertips of Drew Innerthal, who was running to his right, and he just couldn't haul it in. So an incompletion. It's 3rd down and 7, 3:19 to go, 10-0 the score. It's now 4th down and 7. And the play was made by Carter Barris with 3:19 to go. Again, 10-0 our score here. And a timeout made by head coach Steve Scholel, his first of the half, 3:19 to go.
Don't forget your 50-50. Don't forget the concession stand. I believe this time being sponsored by the band parents. I believe the little cheerleaders will be leaving after the first half. Let's have a round of applause for the little cheerleaders for a fine job of cheering us on the first half. much noise they can make to cheer the Hampton Talbots on this fourth down play.
Out of the timeout, fourth down and 7, 3:19 to go. Ball placed far left hash mark. Howley in the gun. Two receivers to the right. McEnany also to his right. Rolls out. He's going to throw. He's going to throw it. Line drive, and it is caught by Willie Hazelrig inside the 20, taking defenders with him, and he's going to get tackled inside the 15-yard line at the 13-yard line. Willie Hazelrig making his return known, and he puts the Hampton Talbots inside the Pasquale's red zone. Inside 3 minutes to go here, 10-0 our score. They go up-tempo. Howley in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to hand off to McEnany, run to his right, and bulldoze his way inside the 10, get tackled right around the 7-yard line. They got to get to the 4-yard line for the first down. 2:35 to go, 10-0 our score.
Remember, when the team's in the red zone, it's Pasquale's Pizzeria red zone.
Howley in the gun. He's got McEnany to his left, two receivers to his right. That is Bargo and Hazelrig. Gets the snap. He's going to keep. He's going to run to the right side, and he's going to get stopped at that 5-yard line, just a yard short of the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up inside 2 minutes to go. Hampton leads 10-0. You got to get to the 3-yard line to get the first down. 1:41 to go here in this first half. Howley in the gun, McEnany to his left. He's got a receiver, Bargo, to his right. Gets the snap, hand off to McEnany, finds an opening and finds the end zone. Touchdown, Andrew McEnany, his second of the game. So Andrew McEnany, his second touchdown of the game, started to his right, then went back to his left because there was an opening there. 16-0 our score here as Hampton winds up in their funky formation. They'll come to the center. They will kick it. Jake Lucas on for the extra point. Howley the holder. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. 17-0 our score here from Frito-Lay Field as Hampton leads the Knoch Knights. $17-0 our score here from Frito-Lay Field. 1:31 before the half. Jake Lucas will kick off from left to right. He runs up to the ball, right-footed kick, and he's going to kick it end over end. It's going to come down to that far sideline. And taking it is DeFelice. He's going to get nowhere, and he's going to barely make it past the 20, and he'll get tackled at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Knoch Knights will set up shop on a 1st and 10. They need points here before the half. $17-0 our score, 1:24 to go before the half. Knoch with possession of the ball. Wiley in the gun, Barris to his right, two receivers to his right, one to his left. Gets the snap, and it's going to be a double reverse. Ball's on the ground. And it was recovered by Knoch. They tried to go a double reverse and maybe got a little too cute there And the ball is going to be placed at the 20-yard line. And a timeout by Hampton. 1:15 to go here before the half. Out of the timeout. Wiley in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. He's going to throw out to the flat, and it's going to be completed to Vincent De La Felice, and he's going to get past the 25, and a flag is thrown to the near sideline, on the near sideline. And this penalty is going to go against the Knoch Knights with 1:08 to go here the score is 17-0 rather. That was a 2nd down and 13 play. It's going to be a 3rd down and long now for the Knights as the penalty is declined. And they gain 5 on the play. Or 8 rather. 3rd down and 8. Ball placed at the 25-yard line on the near left hash mark. Knights moving from right to left. They break huddle. They come to the line. Wiley in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Gets the snap. He's going to pitch it to Barris, and he is going to get clobbered in the backfield. A loss of yardage on the play. It is going to be 4th down, approaching a minute to go here in this first half. And a timeout called by head coach Steve Sholo. It's going to be a 4th and 11 coming up, 1:04 to go. He has 1 timeout remaining. So a 4th down and 11, and head coach TJ Wiley sends out the punting unit. His punter is Daniel Simons, and backing up to receive the punt is going to be Heath Bargo. He's standing at the midfield, actually, 50-yard line. Gets the snap, pressure coming, and he just gets it off to Simon, and it's going to bounce, and it's going to take a knock bounce, and it's going to be rolled out of bounds at the near sideline at the 49-yard line of Hampton. So regardless, there's still good field position. 17-0 our score here from Fridley Field. 56 seconds to go before the half. It's a 1st down and 10. And we'll see how aggressively head coach Steve Sholo calls the plays with his team up by 17. If they go up tempo, or do they just run the ball conservatively in the final minute of this half. Halley in the gun. He's in the shotgun. McEnany to the right. 2 receivers to his left and to his right. He gets the snap, looks to pass, drops back. He's going to throw it down the near sideline. It's caught. Ryan Scully outside the numbers, past the 30, and he's going to get brought down at the 27-yard line. Good catch and throw by Halley to Ryan Scully. It's a 1st down, and the ball is going to be placed at that 27-yard line. Halley in the gun. 2 receivers to his left and to his right. Gets the snap. He wants to throw. Pumps, fakes, pressured, runs to the left side. He's going to throw it out of bounds on that far sideline with the receiver in the area. That was Landon Long, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Good job by Jack Halley just to roll to his left and throw it out of bounds, out of harm's way. 31 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10. Ball placed at the 27-yard line. It's placed at that near right hash mark. Talbots moving from left to right. Halley in the gun, McEnany to the right, 2 receivers to his left and to his right. Gets the snap, passes, throws out to the flat. That's Hazelrig, past the 25, cuts up field, trying to get to the 20, and that's exactly where he's going to get tackled at the 20-yard line. So I'll pick up a 7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 3, and they spike the ball here, and they will play for 4th down. 4th down and 3, 16 seconds to go, 17-0 our score. And they will kick a field goal. That is a 38-yard field goal they will attempt. Jack Halley to hold. Jake Lucas to kick. He's already made one today. Good snap, good hold. That kick is blocked, and it's going to roll to the near sideline, and it's still free, but it's clobbered on the near sideline by Ryan McCurdy. And the Knights will take over after the blocked field goal. They'll take over at that 20-yard line, or not the 20-yard line, excuse me. They'll mark them back inside where the ball was recovered, rather, which was about the 9-yard line. They got 8 seconds to work with here, no timeouts. You'd think down by 17, they'll just kneel here and take it in for the half. Wiley under center. And that's how half number 1 will end, with the score, the Hampton Talbots 17 and the Knoch Knights 0. So Hampton heads into the locker room with a 2-score lead over their bitter rivals, the Knoch Knights. This is the 19th time these two schools have met in the last 21 years. In fact, most of these games, all but 6 of them, have been pretty much blowout wins in favor of one team or the other.
It's now time for the Hampton Talbots halftime report. Let's head back out to Hampton High School for the halftime report.
All right, back here at Fridley Field, where Hampton leads 17-0 over their rivals, the Knoch Knights. So as we said, Hampton is just trying to find any sort of wins they can here with those wins. Very, very key here down the stretch. As well, as we mentioned, we are going to have an interview coming up here with a Hampton student athlete named Ava McWhorter, who sat down with Hampton assistant coach Gavin Mayer a few weeks ago here at Hampton High School. They talked about a lot of things, including her journey with CrossFit and her flag football journey, girls flag football, which has become really an overnight sensation in the state of Pennsylvania. And that's all coming up next, right here on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network, and it's presented by the Hampton Talbots Athletic Department.
Hampton fans, feel your game night with Pasquale's Pizzeria. We have been honored to serve the Hampton community with 2 convenient locations for over 23 years. Ordering is quick and easy at orderpasquales.com. That's orderpasquales.com. Pasquale's Pizzeria, fast, fresh, hot to your door. We love supporting Hampton athletics and are proud to call this community our home as we cheer on the Talbots to victory. Let's go Hampton. Since 2006, Resnick Roofing has offered the best products, the best installation, and the best warranty in roofing, siding, and roof integrated solar systems to the greater Pittsburgh area. Whether you need a roof replacement, new siding, or are looking to go solar, contact Resnick Roofing and Contracting for a free estimate at 412-212-7663 or visit our website at www.resnickroof.com. You're listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network on the Hampton Athletics Department YouTube channel.
Hello, and welcome to the Talbot Talk Podcast, a program brought to you by the Hampton Talbot Athletics Department, co-produced by fellow alumni Greg Hillman. On the Talbot Talk Podcast, we look to gain insight into the lives of our Hampton community involved within our athletics. I'm your host, Gavin Mayer, Acting Athletic Department Administrator and Varsity Football Coach. And joining us today is Ava McWhirter, one of our Hampton's top most involved / competitive woman student athletes for all of Hampton Talbot Athletics, as she's involved in CrossFit, cheer, and Hampton's newest women's flag football. Welcome, Ava. Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I appreciate you taking some time to conduct this interview. For someone who is involved, as you are, in athletics, not to mention your obvious competitive drive, you are a classic cookie-cutter example of the student personnel we like to showcase on this podcast. Now, let's start with some warm-up identity questions. First, what sport and or sports are you looking forward to most this school year? Maybe you're already involved with it. And what position do you play within the sport?
So this year I'm looking forward to flag football, and I'm in cheer right now. So that's going on, and then flag football I'm very much looking forward to. I'm a running back, and I'm also a middle linebacker, and I love that position so much, and I just love running the ball, and I love being determined in that. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to be competing in CrossFit. And I do online comps like outside of school, and I am going to South Carolina this year for a comp in February, and I will be competing against girls all across the country within that. So I'm very excited for that, and yeah.
Wow, South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about that?
So it's a competition between all the girls my age group. So my age group would be like 14 to 15-year-olds. And this year I'd be going into 16 to 17-year-olds division. And I've been competing since I think I was about 11, and I started CrossFit when I was 5. So I've always having that driven like determination and drive within that coming up, because this will be like my 11th or 12th year doing it. And so I started competing when I was 11, and it was just so much fun. And I started doing local competitions, and I loved that. And then I started doing this thing called the CrossFit Open, and that's where you can compete against people your age group from all across the world. And the best of the best go to compete to become the fittest person on earth and do that. And that's like a newish thing. No one really knows about CrossFit and like whatever. And I love it so much. And so when I was 14, I decided to try to go to the CrossFit Games and compete there. And so I did this online qualifier. It's called the Open. And then whenever you get a specific place or point in your competition, you go higher. You go in like the next level. So then it would be quarterfinals, and then you go to semifinals, and then you would go to the CrossFit Games. And so they would just release workouts, and you would just have to have a judge, and then you would have to film yourself doing the workouts, and then you would send them in. And that's how you qualified for the games. And every single year, so I did the 14-15 division for 2 years now, and every single time I've made it to semifinals, but I've been like 15 to 20 spots away from the CrossFit Games. And that's always like, it hasn't like made me upset. It just makes me look back and think of like, oh, what do I need to do better? And what can I do outside of the gym, like with nutrition and like mobility and my stretches and everything. And in my mind, like I have to get my mind right too, and what I can do better so I can do better for the next year. So that's like kind of the CrossFit Games stuff. And then the Fittest of the Coast, that's what the South Carolina comp is called. And it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It's just a different competition. And this one's a little bit easier. It's the same thing. I get to compete against girls all across the country. And I did qualify this year out of like 200 girls that tried to qualify. And 9 girls go. So I did qualify for that, and that was amazing, and that was such a great experience for me, and I absolutely loved it.
Ava, I did not know this about you. This is high-level stuff. Good for you. Keep going. I love to hear that.
Thank you.
Well, let's revert back a little bit. That was great. But let's go back to flag football real quick, okay? Because that's associated with school. But, yeah, hey, nonetheless, that's awesome. I love to hear that. That's great. Thank you for that. Speaking of flag football, what do you enjoy mostly about it?
So what do I enjoy the most about flag football is I love grit. I'm a big person on just having grit. And so that flag football is just a sport where I love how much we get to collaborate within each other, and I love that within the communication, it just makes a more special bond within all of our teammates. And then I love how hard we have to work to get to where we want to be. And I really, really do appreciate, like, for you, you're an amazing, great coach. I think you really, really push us and to do our best as we can during the games. And it's just so fun. Like, it's just so fun to pull girls' flags and throw a ball and catch a ball and run the ball. I don't know. It's just so fun. And also, it's just so fun to celebrate.
Right.
Yeah.
Football's a great sport, no matter if it's flag, tackle, whatever.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Thanks for the praise. Now, for someone who hasn't watched you play, you already gave us a little insight on it. Give us 3 words that describes your game. You already talked about grit. What else?
So, grit, determination, and I would say respect.
Respectful?
Yes, respectful.
I'd agree. I'd also say fierce. Say that'd be a good one for you. Now, how about you let the audience in on your favorite memory representing Hampton sports so far?
Okay, so my favorite memory would definitely be in flag football when I got my first ever pick 6. That was my favorite thing ever. That was so fun. I loved it so much, and I got so hyped, and my adrenaline was up so high, and it was really fun.
That was a pretty cool moment. That was fun. Now, what are some team and or personal goals you have set for yourself this season, and why those?
Definitely one of the goals I have is just to become better, because it's just you versus you all day, and I'm a firm believer on that. And I think mindset, just getting my mind right for comps, for flag football, because I will be probably might try to do some like camps and try to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the mind, and just being just like being a good person overall, acting right, like being very respectful, and just, yeah, so basically it's just my mind goals.
Now, why don't you walk us through a typical match week? Now, I know last year was our first year of flag football in this program, but this year, we're moving up in the world. We're actually going to have a bus allocated to us. We're going to have this and that. We're actually going to have resources. So why don't you walk us through a typical match week like that of training, focus, recovery, film, and other type of prep work that maybe you're going to integrate from your time with CrossFit into now flag football?
Yeah. So during a week, I am in the gym training 6 days a week. Fridays I usually take off, and then it always alternates throughout the year. So usually after school, I'm in the gym for about 2.5 hours training, doing my lifts, doing my conditioning, everything like that. I will go to the track on Sundays sometimes to do like my running, just to make sure my endurance is still on track. And then for my nutrition and stuff like that, I definitely tend to focus and prioritize on whole foods, and I definitely stay away from like the fast food and fatty stuff. And then coming closer to games, it's more of like sometimes I will wake up in the morning like before school and I'll do some mobility stuff. So I do have a coach that does like email me specific like mobility things and like stretches to do, and I also have a PT, like I go to chiropractic stuff, and yes, for that. And I do have a nutrition coach, so she helps me a lot, and she's amazing. She helps me dial in and lock in, and I just want to be successful. So yeah.
This is all great stuff, Ava. This is exactly what your future coaches want to hear. Now, as a varsity leader, how do you bring along those underclassmen in your position groups?
Yeah, so you have to be positive, because if you have a negative mind, then you will be negative. And I believe that iron sharpens iron, so you obviously have to you are who you're around. So you have to be positive. I try to be as positive as I can and try to be very motivational. And, even if we're in practice and we're doing reps and I mess up, like I want to redo the rep and do it again and try, and I just practice as much as I can. And I really, really hope that, that someone can look up to me and, I just try to be so positive and just motivational. And yeah.
I agree. You're a very positive person on that team.
Thank you.
Now, as a captain, what does a Hampton standard rep look like in, let's say, CrossFit?
Okay.
It's a more involved question.
Okay. Hampton standard rep would be just not giving up on yourself and focusing on you, because there's a lot of things you can and can't control. And you have to learn and appreciate and realize that there's so many things out of your control, and if a game goes bad or a competition goes bad, it's out of your control and you can't do anything about it. So the best thing is, like, go home, stretch it out, like, focus on yourself and your goals. Like, write down your goals. Like, writing down your goals is a good thing and a cool thing. Like, some people think it's weird, but it's good. It's good for your mind. And write down your goals and focus on yourself, because no one really cares in the end of what you're doing. Like, you just need to focus on yourself and yeah.
Thank you, Ava. Now, let's move away from sports for a moment, and let's focus on some more academic, personal life type questions. And then we'll wrap it up with a phone closer. How's that sound?
Good.
Yeah. Outside of sports, what are you most proud of right now? Let's say school.
Yeah, so I'm very proud of my academics. I try my best to just keep my grades up. You know, I'm always looking on Infinite Campus. Yeah, but I'm just trying my best to get my grades up, add in extra study hours. Yeah.
Any post-graduation plans, and how has your sport life shaped this decision?
Yeah, so I want to go to college, and I'm looking in flag football, like, colleges right now, and I'm looking through them, so I'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I'm looking. I might be emailing coaches soon, but CrossFit, you can't go to college for that. But unfortunately, maybe like lifting or something, maybe, but probably not. Probably flag football's the way to go. And yeah.
Love to hear that. Let me know if you need any help with that process. Now, finally, what does representing Hampton and the Talbots mean to you personally?
Representing the Talbots, I would say that means just being the best version of yourself and bettering yourself, and being a good friend to others and people around you.
Good. That's a good answer. Ava, that was great.
Yes.
Hampton Athletics is in good hands. Now, on a lighter note, to finish the interview, I'm going to list a series of rapid-fire questions you must answer in one word or phrase. How's that sound?
Okay, good.
Good. Favorite teacher to shout out?
Mr. Popovich.
Hidden talent off the field and record?
Oh, I can juggle.
Home or away uniforms?
Home.
Song that flips the switch pregame. What get you hyped?
Ooh. Probably. That's a hard one. I listen to like a lot of Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. That
yeah,
works.
Lil Baby. Yes.
Post-game snack or meal you can't live without?
Oh, yogurt and frozen blueberries.
All right. One word coaches would write on your scouting report?
Determined.
Ava, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the remainder of this school year and season. Once again, I'm your host, Gavin Mayer. Until next time on Talbot Talk.
Thank you.
The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment. The Hampton Talbots Sports Network will return in just a moment.
Hampton Talbots football on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network is brought to you by Williams Slago Insurance, Jack's Tree Service, Tequila Jalisco, Miller & Miller, Attorneys at Law, Baird, Nitro Ankle and Foot Care, Hampton Junior Football, Allegheny General Hospital, Resnick Roofing, Burke & Bradley, First National Bank, and by Allegheny Health Network. About set to go here for half number 2 from Fridley Field. Hampton leads the Knoch Knights 17-0 here. Stats for you from the first half. Jack Howley was 5 for 13 for 89 yards. Evan McEnany had 13 carries for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns. Heath Bargo, 2 carries for 7 yards. Jack Howley had 5 carries for 52 yards, and Willie Hazelrig 3 carries for 32 yards. Receiving, it is Willie Hazelrig leading the way with 3 catches for 50 yards. Heath Bargo with a catch for 15 yards, and Scully with a 24-yard reception as well. So those are your up-to-date stats here for the Hampton versus Knoch contest as we are about to get underway here from Fridley Field. Hampton fans, feel your game night with Pasquale's Pizzeria. We have been honored to serve the Hampton community with 2 convenient locations for over 23 years. Ordering is quick and easy at orderpasquales.com. That's orderpasquales.com. Pasquale's Pizzeria, fast, fresh, hot to your door. We love supporting Hampton athletics and are proud to call this community our home as we cheer on the Talbots to victory. Let's go Hampton. Since 2006, Resnick Roofing has offered the best products, the best installation, and the best warranty in roofing, siding, and roof integrated solar systems to the greater Pittsburgh area. Whether you need a roof replacement, new siding, or looking to go solar, contact Resnick Roofing and Contracting for a free estimate at 412-212-7663 or visit our website at www.resnickroof.com. You're listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network on the Hampton Athletics Department YouTube channel. All right, as we are about set to go here from Fridley Field, Hampton leads 17-0 over the Knoch Knights. Knoch trying to find their first win of the 2025 campaign. Hampton came into this game at 3-4, still in 4th place in the WPIAL Greater Allegheny 4A standings. Indiana still has the tiebreaker over Hampton because Indiana has an extra 4A class win over Hampton. That was their win against the Laurel Highlands. Hampton lost to Chartiers Valley. Now, that was a non-conference game, but that was still a 4A game. So, again, that comparison was like in the NFL when a non-division opponent has a conference win over you. That's how they get tiebreakers in the NFL. So with that being said, Hampton will be receiving the second half kickoff here to start half number 2. Again, they lead 17-0 here over the Knoch Knights. Hampton is trying to improve to 4-4 on the season and 2-1 in the conference. Again, trying to well, Hampton's got to do business here, but just keeping a small eye on some games around the WPIAL. Again, most notably the Ambridge-Montour game. Montour holds the final spot in the 4A playoffs. Thomas Jefferson holds the 7th spot. Now, mathematically, it is not impossible for Hampton to continue to climb in the 4A playoffs, but it's not very likely with a lot of teams playing against opponents this tonight that they should win. All right, to kick off here for the Knights, it is Austin Friedland. It is an end-over-end kick. It's going to go to the far sideline. Bargo's going to fake the pitch. He's going to run to the near side, past the 25, the 30, the 35, outside the numbers, down the near sideline, busts his way past midfield, and he gets brought down inside Knights territory. What a run by Heath Bargo. He sets Hampton up nicely right at that 45-yard line. Carter Worsley on the tackle. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Talbots at the Knoch 45-yard line. Ball placed at the near right hash mark. 11:50 to go. That took 10 seconds off the clock. 17-0 our score. Jack Howley, the interim quarterback, he's in the shotgun. He's got McEnany to his left. He's got 2 receivers to his right and to his left. He sends a man in motion, gets the snap, hand off to Hazelrig, off the left guard, now cuts upfield past the 40-yard line, and he's going to pick up about 6 on the play, gets the 39-yard line, and with 11:35 to go, at a good start for Hampton, they pick up 6 on the play. So Willie Hazelrig, again, coming off that knee injury he suffered a couple weeks ago against Chartiers Valley in the Hampton home opener. He's back again tonight, and they're going to need him next week when Hampton goes to play Mars, their biggest rival. Howley in the shotgun. McEnany to his left, 2 receivers to his left, and 1 to his right. He gets the snap, or he's directing traffic, sends a man in motion, gets the snap. He's going to hand off to Bargo. They fake the toss, and he's going to run outside the numbers past the 35, and he's going to be close to that 1st down marker, and we'll see if they get it to him or not.
They're calling a 3rd down. Knights pace by less than a yard.
As they get the snap, they're going to hand up off the middle, and McEnany runs past the 30-yard line to the 29, and he will get past the 30-yard line into the 29. And McEnany's going to take the handoff. He's going to go to the left side and pick up a couple on the play. We'll be right back. On a 2nd down and 8, Howley in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to roll to his right, looks to pass. He's going to throw it down the field. He wants a receiver. That's Scully. He's got him in the end zone. Touchdown, Hampton. What a throw by Jack Howley. Jack Howley, what a throw to Ryan Scully in the back of the end zone. And they put Hampton on top by 23. We're going to make it 24 here, barring the PAT. And the kick is good.
So it's 24-0. Hampton leads over the Knoch Knights. And what an absolutely electric play by Jack Halley to Ryan Scully. And Hampton now leads 24-0 here in this game. So after the electric play by Hampton, they lead 24-0 with 9:19 to go. As Jake Lucas will kick off from left to right, ball placed in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. Barris and Felis back to receive. Kick is going to go to that far sideline. Rolu will take it inside the 10, past the 20, the 25, and he will get stopped right around the 26, 27-yard line. So Joey Stevenson came up with the tackle for Hampton. 9:09 to go. Hampton leads 24-0. So back to work goes the offense for Knoch. Wiley in the shotgun. He's going to send Ethan Rolu to the near right side. Two receivers to the left. High snap, handles it, runs up the middle, escapes a tackle, but not the second wave of tacklers for Hampton as he runs to the 30. They'll mark him at the 34-yard line. And that was Andrew Carr who pursued him from behind. 8:50 to go, 24-0. So it's going to be 2nd down and 1 after the pickup of 9 on the play. 8:35 to go, 24-0. Ball placed at the far right hash mark. Knights moving from right to left. Wiley in the gun. He's going to send a man in motion. That's DeFelice, and he's going to throw it down the field. He wants a man, and it is complete. He's got his brother, Vincent DeFelice, and there is a flag thrown on the play. Shane Ristorti was on the coverage, and it's going to be a holding call on Hampton. That penalty is going to be declined. Shane Ristorti is still pleading his case that that was an incomplete pass, but he's not going to win it, and the play is going to stand. What a throw by, or throw and a completion by the DeFelice brothers. 8:21 to go here. Big pickup on the play. Ball placed at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Wiley in the gun. He's got Barris to his right. Two receivers to the left, one to his right. Or two to his right, one to his left, I should say. High snap again. He's going to run off the right guard. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he's going to get to the 40, and he's going to tumble near that 40-yard line, and they will give him an extra yard to the 39-yard line. So a pickup of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 as the Knights trail 24-0. Wiley in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to take it, and he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage on the play. Joey Stevenson on the pursuit, and Stevenson, along with Logan Glock on the play, a good pursuit, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8 coming up.
6:50 to go. Wiley in the gun. He's got Barris to his right, a receiver to his right and to his left. He gets the snap. He's going to roll to his right. Wants to throw down the field. He's going to throw it down the field, and it is complete on that far sideline, outside the numbers, and that is Vincent DeFelice. And it's going to be 4th down on the play, and you got to think that the Knights are going to go for it here. They're down by 24, kind of in no man's land. It would be a very, very long field goal. We're talking about a 48-yard field goal at this rate. Or 53, rather, excuse me. And here they go, a 4th and 2. Wiley in the gun, or 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Barris in the backfield. They use the hard count. Hampton doesn't bite. Wiley rolls out to his right. He's got a man wide open, and he overshot him. They had the 1st down, and they couldn't convert. That was Vincent DeFelice, who was wide open, and they just couldn't convert. And it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Hampton will take over at that 35-yard line.
Once again, the winning ticket for the 50-50. Red ticket to a 5-5-5.
Great defensive stance by Hampton. They take over at the 35-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Ball placed at the far left hash mark. Hampton is moving from left to right. Alley in the gun. McEnany to the right. Gets the snap, and they're going to hand off to McEnany. He's going to bounce off the left tackle. A flag is thrown as he makes his way past the 35 to the 39. And it's going to be a holding on Hampton. So that will back them up to the 25-yard line. It will be a first and 20 on the play. First and 20 from the 25. Howley in the gun. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He's in the shotgun. McEnany is to his right. Sends a man in motion, and he will keep it. He'll run up the middle. Jack Howley past the 30, trying to get his way to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to come up about 2 yards short to about the 33-yard line as we approach 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 24-0 our score. Hampton leads. Howley in the gun. He's got two receivers to the right, 1 to his left. McEnany in the backfield to his right. They fake the throw. He's going to throw it down the field. He's got Bargo wide open, and he overshot him. He had Heath Bargo in stride, and he put the ball up a little too much mustard on the play, and Bargo wasn't able to come down with it. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 now for Hampton. Third down and 12. Howley in the gun. He's got McEnany to the right, 3 receivers to the right. Gets the snap, rolls out to the near side to his right. He wants to throw. He does. He's got Hazerig wide open outside the numbers to the near sideline. Willie Hazerig. What a return. And they will mark him at the 15-yard line. They enter the Pasquale's red zone. What a run, catch and run by Willie Hazerig. Hampton at a 1st and 10 from the 15. Howley in the gun, 2 receivers to his left. He's got McEnany to his left in the backfield. He gets the snap. He's going to pitch it to McEnany on the left side. He's going to try and get outside the numbers, stutters, and he's going to lose yardage on the play as he was brought down by Carter Barris on the play. Good pursuit by Barris to bring McEnany down in the backfield, and he will lose, it looks like at least 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 13 on the play. Ball will be placed at the 18-yard line on the far left hash mark. Hampton moving from left to right inside 5 minutes to go. They lead 24-0. Second down and 13, Howley in the gun. McEnany to his right, 3 receivers to his right. He wants to throw. He rolls out to the right. Now he's going to run for it. He's got to be special with his legs. He's going to come to the near sideline, trying to get to the pylon, and he is close.
We'll see where they mark it. Okay, first and goal more likely.
It's going to be first and goal for Hampton. Jack Howley picked up a 2nd and 13 at the 2-yard, or they will mark it at the 2-yard line. It was a 2nd and 13, pick up a 16 on the play. On a first and goal from the 2-yard line, Howley will line up under center in the I formation. McEnany in the backfield. He gets the snap. He'll hand off to McEnany, run to the right side, and he gets tripped up from behind again. Boy, the Knights, they've given up touchdowns tonight, but they've made Hampton work for them. They haven't been just give me touchdowns. As McEnany picked up a yard on the play, it's going to be 2nd and 1 with 4 minutes to go. 24-0 our score. Hampton leads. Howley under center. McEnany in the backfield in the I formation. McEnany gets the handoff, and he will plow his way to the end zone for the hat trick. Evan McEnany, his 3rd touchdown of the game. See what they do on the PAT. They're going to kick it. Howley to hold. Lucas to kick. Right-footed kicker. The snap, the hold. The kick is good.
Jake Lucas's extra point makes it 31-0. 3:48 left in the third quarter.
31-0 our score here, as Knoch will try and at least get on the board. Remember, Knoch has been shut out 3 times already this season. They lost 21-0 on opening weekend to Kiski, and they lost 45-0 to Newcastle on September 19th. And then they lost last week 56-0 to the Mars Planets. And they want to avoid getting shut out for the 4th time this year in the 2nd week consecutively. Jake Lucas will be kicking off from left to right. Ethan Rolu and Carter Barris back to receive. Right-footed kick, end over end. Rolu is going to fake the pitch. He's going to come to the near side. He's got a crease, and he gets tripped up nicely. There is a hole right there for the taking. And that was Deacon Seller with a great tackle near the feet. If Seller does not make that tackle, then Rolu is most likely home free.
First and 10 on the 31-yard line.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line. Knoch moving from right to left, and it trips left to Weeks right. Wiley in the gun, gets the snap, handoff to Rolu in the backfield. He is brought down in the backfield. Gavry Getzman on the pursuit, and a loss of down on the play. Great read by Getzman. And it's a 2nd down and 17. Loss of 17 on the play. Second and 17, Wiley in the gun. He's going to throw out to the flat. He has his receiver outside the numbers. Past the 30 is Evan Fink. And they get it roughly to the original line of scrimmage which was the 31-yard line, so a pick up a 7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 10, 2:35 to go. Now trails 31-0. They're just trying to get on the board here to avoid being shut out for the 2nd consecutive week. Hampton's defense been really, really good here tonight.
Wiley back at the quarterback position.
Wiley in the shotgun, trips left, Weeks right. Barris in the backfield to the right. He wants to throw. Pressure coming. He goes down again. Brody Junker with the sack. And it's going to be a 4th down and long. And another decision to be made. Do you punt it away or do you keep it and try and put points on the board, or at least put Hampton, even if you don't get it, do you put Hampton at a little bit of a less convenient field position? And they will punt away, so they will play the field position game for now with 1:25 to go. They trail 31-0 to the Hampton Talbots, the Knoch Knights. Back to punt, Daniel Simons, Heath Bargo to receive. It is a wobbly kick. It's going to come land in front of Bargo, bounce past the 45, inside the 40, and it will roll to the 35-yard line, and that's where Hampton will set up shop on offense. 1:09 to go here in quarter number 3. Hampton leads 31-0 over the Knoch Knights. Again, this rivalry has been all but one-sided except for 6 contests. The only time this game between these two schools haven't been at least a double-digit lead was back in 2009, 2010, and 2012, when the winner of this game only won by 3 points. Other than that, the winner has won by at least double digits in this game, or at least by 5 to 7. The snap from Howley. He's going to hand it off to the near side. That is Jake Kennedy, and he's going to get past the 40 to the 41-yard line, pick up 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 coming up. Inside a minute to go now here. Hampton in no rush to snap the ball, but they will head to the line of scrimmage relatively quickly as they are getting instructions from the coaches. Assistant coach Mike Breen and Aiden Camerata giving signals. Howley in the gun. He's got Kennedy to his right. Gets the snap. He's going to hand off to Kennedy. He's going to try and run off the left tackle, and he's going to plow past the line of scrimmage, which was the 41, and get to the 34. And we have flags coming in as there is some pushing and shoving at the end of the play.
Tackles made by number 62, Parker and Fontaine.
So we have a personal foul on the defense.
Penalty is against the Knoch Knights. That'll place the Hampton into night territory. And the march ends at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10.
So they, after the personal foul penalty on Knoch, they will set Hampton up at the 41-yard line on the Hampton side of the field. Howley in the shotgun. Receivers to his right, 2 to his right, or 3 to his right rather, and Kennedy in the backfield to his right. Kennedy started up the middle. Now he cuts back to the near sideline. Now he's going to run back to the other sideline, and he's going to go nowhere as he is body slammed to the ground. And then it's going to be another flag drawn on the play, and that was Braden McGowan who brought him down, kind of body slammed him. Upside down, if you will. There are 3 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. So another personal foul penalty. So 2 penalties of 30 big yards here for the Knoch Knights will put Hampton at the 26-yard line. The clock is continuing to run, and that is it. The end of the 3rd quarter, your score, the Hampton Talbots 31, the Knoch Knights 0. You're listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network.
Hampton fans, feel your game night with Pasquale's Pizzeria. We have been honored to serve the Hampton community with 2 convenient locations for over 23 years,
Ordering is quick and easy at orderpasquellis.com. That's orderpasquellis.com. Pasquelli's Pizzeria, fast, fresh, hot to your door. We love supporting Hampton athletics and are proud to call this community our home as we cheer on the Talbots to victory. Let's go Hampton. Since 2006, Resnick Roofing has offered the best products, the best installation, and the best warranty in roofing, siding, and roof integrated solar systems to the greater Pittsburgh area. Whether you need a roof replacement, new siding, or are looking to go solar, contact Resnick Roofing and Contracting for a free estimate at 412-212-7663 or visit our website at www.resnickroof.com. You're listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network on the Hampton Athletics Department YouTube channel. Back here at Fridley Field for quarter number 4 as the Hampton Talbots lead the Knoch Knights of a score of 31-0 here. As Jack Kelly and the offense go back to work, he's in the shotgun, gets the snap, throws out to the flat to Willie Hazelrig, trying to get past the defender outside the numbers to the 25, near the 20-yard line, as he got dragged down by Evan Fink on the play. It will be a second down coming up here for the Talbots.
Nice play. Second down, 5.
31-0 our score here. Ball placed on the near left hash mark. Hampton moving from right to left. Jack Howley is in the shotgun. He's got McEnany in the backfield to his left. He sends Bargo and Hazelrig to the left side of the formation. Gets the snap on a 2nd and 5. Pitch it to the outside to Evan McEnany past the 5, and he's going to headbutt Ryan McCurdy inside the 10, or near that 10-yard line, rather. It's going to be first down for Hampton, a 1st and goal at that. First down and 10 at the 10-yard, first down and goal rather at the 10-yard line. Howley in the gun. He's got 2 receivers to his left. He's got Heath Bargo in the backfield. He's going to pitch it to Bargo on the near sideline, trying to get past the 5. Finds a crease, and he will find the goal line, but there is a flag that was thrown, and it's probably going to be coming back.
Hold the horn. That's not a touchdown.
Holding on the offense, so that's going to bring the Talbots back on a 2nd and 20. So they'll put it at the 15-yard line, 1st and 15 for the Talbots, or 1st and goal rather, I should say, from the 15, as Hampton will go back to work. Howley in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left. Gets the snap. He wants to throw. Looks to his left. He's going to throw it to the near corner. Wide open for the touchdown is Heath Bargo. Jack Howley to Heath Bargo for another Hampton touchdown. That's 5 on the day, and Jake Lucas will look to make it 38-0. And the kick is good. 38-0. Our score here from Fridley Field as Hampton is pouring it on against the Knoch Knights. So Hampton, another offensive output. They've now scored at least 35 points in back-to-back weeks. They put up 35 last week against the Indiana Indians, and here they put up 38 against the Knoch Knights. And Knoch will now just try and play to try and put some points on the board here. Again, this is already and on the penalty. There was a penalty on the play, so this will put Hampton back to the 25-yard line for the kickoff. So it will give the Knights better field position. So Jake Lucas sets up at the 25-yard line. 11:01 to go here in the game. Jake Lucas will kick from right to left. Puts his arm up, runs up to the ball, and he's going to kick it off. Right-footed kick, end over end. It's going to come to the near sideline. Ethan Rolo had trouble with it, picks it up at the 20, runs it past the 30, the 35, and he will be brought down on that near sideline by Andrew Knoll on the play. So still a decent field position here for the Knoch Knights. So the Knoch Knights will set up shop at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Ball placed in the near right hash mark. They're moving from left to right. 10:35 to go here in this game. They trail 38-0 to the Hampton Talbots. Wiley in the gun. Barris to his left. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He sends a man in motion. He's going to hand off to that man, and taking the ball is Cameron Lang. Lang trying to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to get nowhere. He's going to get brought down at the 36-yard line, and maybe a little extra pushing and shoving there at the very tail end of the play. Regardless, it's still a loss of about 5 on the play. They'll mark him at the 33-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 13 on the play, or 35-yard line, excuse me. Inside 10 minutes to go, a 38-0 our score. Wiley in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Barris in the backfield to his left. Using the hard count, gets the snap, wants to throw, and that's actually not going to be Wiley. That's going to be the backup quarterback, Kate Sunday, who's going to, he looked like he wanted to throw, then he ran to his left and was brought down even further to roughly, the ref is around the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. They're going to give him the 33-yard line, so a loss of 2 on the play.
Under 10 minutes to play in the game.
3rd down and 15. So we saw this earlier. Kate Sunday did come in their game, in the Knoch game a couple weeks ago against Montour. That was about 4 weeks ago. Ball placed at the 33-yard line on the 3rd and 15. Sunday in the gun, Barris to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to his right. Gets the snap, drops back the pass, rolls out, the lefty throws, and it is incomplete. Maybe that ball looked like it might have touched the ground. And they will say it is complete to Keegan Orris, who those two actually connected on a 16-yard touchdown pass in that game against Montour a couple weeks ago. And Orris had 2 receptions for 23 yards in that contest in the loss to Montour, the 41-8 loss that the Knights took to Montour. All right, so it looks like head coach TJ Wiley is emptying the bench a little bit here, as Sunday is in at quarterback. Two receivers to his right and to his left. Gets the snap, rolls out to his left. Pressure coming. That's Scully. He's got him in the backfield. And this Hampton defense has just been everywhere. And that was a 4th down play. What a play by Ryan Scully to turn the ball over on downs for Hampton. So Hampton's offense goes back to work, down or up 38-0. 7:40 to go here, and can imagine up 38. The Talbots will be playing, you would imagine, you can only guess that they would play semi-conservatively, and head coach Steve Schola will call a timeout with the play clock winding down. It got to about 7 seconds before head coach Steve Schola called the timeout. So 7:24 to go. Hampton leads 38-0. And some more substitutions for Hampton as they will send in Cole Mottenbach, the backup quarterback, one of the backup quarterbacks, I should say, officially listed back. Mottenbach in the shotgun. He gets the snap, sends a man in motion. He's going to hand off to the right side, and that is Deacon Seller. And Seller's going to run to the right side near the number 30 on the play, and he will get a little bit of pushing and shoving there. So we got to about the 31, 32-yard line. There was a little bit of shoving. There is a flag down on the play.
Personal foul against the Talbots.
So there is a personal foul call on Hampton. Now we'll mark them back all the way past the 40, near midfield. They will mark them at the 47-yard line. That was a big penalty for Hampton to take. And you just got to be smart in these situations. You're up 38. You're going to win the game. No need to take those penalties. So there's got to be some smart thinking here from Hampton. As Mottenbach goes in the shotgun. Seller to his left. Gets the snap, handoff to Seller. Seller's going to run off the right tackle. He's going to get past the 35. And the Knoch players think the ball came out. It did sound like the whistle blew.
At the 43-yard line.
It's going to be 3rd down and 23. 6.5 to go.
So Talbot face a third down now. 3rd and 20.
3rd and 20. Ball placed at the Hampton 43. Mottenbach gets the call from the near sideline. He's going to go back in the huddle and give the play call. Ball placed at the far right hash mark. Hampton moving from right to left. Mottenbach will go to the gun. He's got Sellers to his left. He's got a receiver to his left and to his right. Gets the snap, sends a man in motion. He's going to hand off to that near sideline. And running to the near sideline is Sellers. Sellers going to come and get tackled out of bounds. And he will get to the 24-yard line on the play. And that is close to 1st down, but maybe a yard short on the play. 4th down and 1 coming up.
We have a 4th and 1 for the Talbots.
Fourth down and 1. Mottenbach is in the shotgun. He's got Sellers to his left. He's going to hand off to Sellers. Sellers going to try and get to the edge there, and he is going to get pursued and brought down. Behind the line of scrimmage, being taken down was Seller, and we got more pushing and shoving on the after the play. It was in front of the official there near that 13-yard line. We got more flags flying in. We got yellow laundry all over the field. It was big Preston McGuire who was getting shoved. He's listed as 6 foot, 325 pounds. So the big fella getting in a scrum a little bit.
Personal foul against Talbot. Sideline warning.
So there were 3 calls made. There were 2 personal fouls called, 1 by each team, and then a sideline warning by Hampton. Now that is not a, I guess you could call it a penalty, but it's not a penalty that results in any lost yardage. So when a sideline warning is called, there is no lossage of yardage on the play by the team that committed the foul, if you even want to call it a foul. to begin with. So it's going to be first down and 10 for the Knoch Knights at their 26-yard line with 5:07 to go, and a timeout was called, I believe, by head coach Steve Schola.
I believe a timeout has been called by the Hampton Talbots.
Out of the timeout, first down and 10 for the Knoch Knights. Kate Sunday back in at quarterback, the left-handed quarterback. He will hand off to the near sideline. And running with the football is Blake Montgomery as he will get near the 29-yard line. That's where they'll mark him, pick up a 3 on the play. Second down and 7 coming up.
Number 24, Cole Monkenball.
Fridley Field starting to empty out a little bit here. It is a cold night tonight. Right now it's probably in the mid to lower 50s right now with 4.5 to go. Sunday in at quarterback. And we get another pre-snap penalty here. And they try to go to the hard count, and it is a lot of finger pointing down there at the side on the field. It is a false start by the Knights, and that will mark them at the 24-yard line. Second down and 12 coming up.
Second down and 12, just over 4 minutes left to game.
Sunday, the snap, he's going to keep it. He's going to run up the middle, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage, plus a few extra to get to the 28-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. Inside 4 minutes to go here. Hampton leads 38-0 here. The Knoch Knights are moving from left to right. The Knights right now, they're just trying to see if they can get in at least field goal range to avoid being shut out for the second consecutive week and the 4th time overall.
Our last home game and senior night will be 2 weeks from tonight versus West Mifflin.
3.5 to go. Sunday in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Trips right. He's got a backfield man, and that is thrown to his left and incomplete. It was Blake Montgomery who was in the backfield, rather, and the throw on a slant pass was incomplete. He was trying to go to Sully Cone on the play. Incomplete. Now the clock will continue to run here. Kind of a mercy rule here with the Talbots leading 38-0. Fourth down and 8. Here we go. Maybe the last chance to get on the board for the Knights. Sunday in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's got Montgomery in the backfield to his left, and another, well, we got a timeout here, rather, and that was called by the Knoch head coach, T.J. Wiley. So 2:24 to go. Each team now has 2 timeouts remaining. Hampton is going to win its 2nd consecutive game here on the 2025 campaign, and a very crucial win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Again, remember, the game against Montour and Ambridge is one to look out for because Montour holds that final wild card spot. Again, I said mathematically Hampton can still get a higher seed than the 8th or maybe even the 7th seed, but with other games around the league, with teams playing other teams that they should beat, it's not likely. And Hampton, even tonight, could mathematically be eliminated by potentially a top 6 spot. So they'd have to fight for a 7th or 8th seed here in the final weeks of the season. Sunday in the gun. He's got 3 receivers to his left. And he's going to keep it. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to throw it, and it is complete. And that completion was made to Cameron Lang on the play. And well, he is very close to that first down marker. And that is a first down for the Knoch Knights with 2 minutes to go in the game. Fourth quarter here, they trail 38-0. Sunday in the gun, 2 receivers to his left. He's got Montgomery in the backfield to his left. Gets the snap, rolls out to the left. Left-handed throw is complete, and that is Keegan Orris. And Orris breaks a few tackles, and he gets past midfield, and he gets to roughly the 47-yard line. Minute 25 to go. Again, Knoch just trying to at least get into field goal range here. Sunday, the snap, drops back the pass, dumps it over the middle and incomplete. Blake Montgomery was wide open, just couldn't handle the pass on the play. So pretty much every player that's on the field is a JV guy, and the JV will have a game tomorrow up in Knoch. Sunday, the snap, rolls out to his left. He's going to throw it down the field. He got hit from behind on the play, and it's going to be incomplete. And that could be the last play. It probably won't be. The play clock is down at 5-4, and a timeout will have to be called here. They got one more play to go. 10 seconds. They reset the play clock, and we'll just see if they snap it here. Sunday gets the snap, drops back the pass. He's going to throw it to the far sideline. He's got a man there, but it is incomplete. It was caught by a Hampton player. That was Owen DeBrunner, and it's out of bounds, and that is it. The Hampton Talbots defeat the Knoch Knights by a final score of 38-0. They win their second consecutive game, their second straight game, scoring at least 35 points, and they keep their playoff hopes alive. You've been listening to this presentation of the Hampton Talbots Sports Network, presented by the Hampton Talbots Athletic Department.
It's now time for the Hampton Talbots post-game show, recapping all the action you just witnessed right here on the Hampton Talbots Sports Network. Let's head back out to Hampton High School for tonight's post-game show.
Well, Hampton defeats Knoch 38-0 here from Fridley Field in their second-to-last home game, third-to-last game of the season. And Hampton, like I said, they keep their playoff hopes alive here with this win. It's their second consecutive win, scoring 35 points or more. Again, they had 35 points last week against the Indiana Indians, so they put a thumping on Knoch. Knoch, on the other hand, they lose their 8th straight game. They're 0-8 on the season. They lose their second straight game via the shutout. They lost 56-0 to the Mars Planets a week ago, and they lose here 38-0 to the Hampton Talbots. So Hampton, as I said, they keep their playoff hopes alive. Again, mathematically, they still could get at least a top 6 seed or so, but again, after tonight, it most likely will not happen, and they will have to fight for at least a 7th or an 8th seed, again, depending on other games around the league. At the very end of the day, they still only could be fighting for an 8th seed at best to trying to get into the postseason. And even then, just with the way the schedule has worked so far, or has played out, I should say, Hampton would have to go on the road to play, one of either Chartiers Valley or one of those teams. And if you play a Chartiers Valley did not play very well here in this building, and Hampton played pretty well. Now, I know Chartiers Valley put 22 points on the board against the Talbots, but you have to remember 8 of those came from the offense. The offense gave Chartiers Valley 8 of those points. But Hampton's defense played pretty well. They only gave up 13 in that game, but who knows what could happen down the stretch. But first things first, they get the win here tonight. That is step number 1. Everybody knows what's coming next week. They play their biggest rival, the Mars Planets, on the road, a very, very, very good Mars team that they will have to go into that atmosphere and try and pull out a win. It's going to be very difficult to do, but they can potentially get it done. It's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be very, very hard to do. And Willie Hazerig being back was a very, very key factor in the Talbots' win tonight as well. And he's going to have to be an even bigger factor next week as the Hampton Talbots go to play the Mars Talbots. So Hampton, once again, they win 38-0. They're going to have a great week of practice this week and try and pull off a big upset to keep their playoff hopes alive. Again, in theory, even if they lose next week, they still could get in. But again, they would need some really, really, really big help, have to get some big help from other schools around the league to try and help them win. So Hampton defeats Knoch 38-0. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is having a good week of practice and trying to get ready for Knoch in a week's time. Not Knoch, Mars in a week's time, because, again, Mars is a very good team, and you got to have your best effort against the Mars Planets. So Hampton wins 38-0 here. I think having Willie Hazerig back was such a big factor in this game. He had some big catches. He had a couple of big runs in this game. And Jack Howley proved he can throw the ball. I know coming into this game, last week he was a little shaky because he had to come off the bench. He was ice cold. But this week, he basically got a full rep of practice. He was throwing the ball well. And he was able to get it down the field consistently and very accurate as well. So props to Jack Howley, who is filling in at quarterback while Andrew Reshoff, his season is unfortunately over. But we send well wishes to Andrew Reshoff. Hopefully, he's only a sophomore, so as his high school journey continues, as his career continues, he will continue to get better and better and better. And he will look to improve and hopefully get ready to go for next fall in 2026, because he's only a sophomore. He's still got 2 more years after this, his junior year next year, which really could be a deciding factor for him. And then if he stays healthy and he stays consistent and he stays good and confident and he stays healthy, he can be a really, really good quarterback as well. So a good overall performance from the Hampton Talbots. It's a win they desperately needed. They get the win 38-0 here at home. Second to last home game. They have one more home game in 2 weeks. That is senior night. That's the last game of the regular season. It's against West Mifflin. So hopefully they can continue to ride this, build what they've gone through. I know, with all due respect to Indiana and Knoch, a little bit of a lesser opponent. They got a tougher opponent next week against the Mars Planets. But if they can continue to build on this, they will be able to have, I think they'll be able to have a great week of practice and come out blazing against the Mars Planets next week in what is going to be, you could argue, the biggest game of their season. Who knows? Maybe their season could be on the line next week against the Planets. And again, they already have 4 losses. I'm sure mathematically they could still get in at 5-5, but it's going to be very, very difficult, and a lot has to go in Hampton's favor in order to make it at 5-5. At very least, they have to go at least 6-4 at the very, very worst. So again, Hampton wins 38-0 here from Fridley Field after they defeated the Knoch Knights 38-0. So with that being said, we'll be back on the air in about 2 weeks' time, actually, when Hampton will have their senior night against the West Mifflin Titans. Again, they'll have one more game against the Mars Planets on the road, and then they will have their final home game against the West Mifflin Titans. So overall, good game today, and they will look to see where they are after a good week of practice, and they head into Mars next week. So once again, our final score is the Hampton Talbots 38 and the the Knoch Knights 0. Mars is next week. So for everyone here, thanks to our Hampton Athletic Director, Mike Gavlik, and everyone here that's made this possible, we say good night from Fridley Field. Once again, the Hampton Talbots victorious 38-0 over the Knoch Knights. You've been listening to the Hampton Talbots Sports Network, and it's been presented by the Hampton Talbots Athletic Department. We'll see everybody next week.